Thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday. I'm Brooke Hash, and a special thanks to anyone watching on our free WHAS11 Plus app. For the first time since his murder, an arrest has been made in the death of Metro Corrections Officer Michael Wetta. Now, police say the woman there in custody, not the killer, despite being charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence. Records show 35-year-old Christy Brumley brought LMDC officer Michael Wetta to the scene of the crime and was there when he was shot by a known co-defendant and then left the scene taking his car and phone. Wetta's body was found in an alley off Cedar Street near South 28th on February 16th. He joined the ranks at LMDC, graduating from the training academy in November. In court today, a judge set Brumley's bond at $250,000. She's due back in court on April 3rd. Police have not announced any additional arrests, but that investigation continues. If anyone has information, they're urged to call that tip line at 574-LMPD. A settlement has been reached in the case of Jonah Bevin versus his adoptive parents, former Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin and his ex-wife Glenna. Jonah's attorney, Don Post, said the agreement includes a 6-month extension on the emergency protective order against Matt Bevin. The EPO against Glenna was dropped, but she was placed under a civil restraining order. As part of that settlement, Matt Bevin cannot possess firearms, cannot contact Jonah, and he must hand over all documents pertaining to Jonah's birth mother and other family members. Jonah had claimed his parents abandoned him at a boarding school in Jamaica and that Matt Bevin showed up at his place of work and demanded to see his son.
What he's seeking now is be able to breathe, to settle down with all of the support that he's received through, a great number of people here in Kentucky. He'll be allowed to do that. But he also wants to draw attention to the fact that there are a lot of other adoptees who have been abandoned by their adoptive families.
Now, Glenna Bevin released a statement saying the situation has been extremely difficult and painful for our entire family. I'm glad it's over and the case filed against me is dismissed. I love my children and want the best for all of them. A local restaurant is in danger of losing its liquor license. Police say workers overserved a man, which led to a deadly drunk driving incident involving a pedestrian. The crash happened in October of last year in Hikes Point. A Metro ABC detective testified at a hearing yesterday alleging before that crash, a server at Victoria's Mexican restaurant sold Victor Dominguez 7 32-ounce beers, which is equivalent to an 18-pack. That comes to about $211 in drinks. According to the arrest citation, Dominguez's blood alcohol level was 0.202 at the time of his arrest, more than double the legal limit. ABC says the Mexican restaurant has 3 violations in this case: selling beverages to an intoxicated person, disorderly premises, and failure to keep records.
Serving somebody 32-ounce Modelo's to the point of definite intoxication, continually doing that, as well as pouring yourself drinks. Okay. You've now turned this restaurant bar into a hazard. It's a safety hazard.
That would never happen. That would have never happened if I was there. I've had more problems not serving people alcohol while there than serving people alcohol.
Now, Dominguez is charged with murder, wanton endangerment, and operating a motor vehicle under the influence. The ABC hearing officer is expected to officially rule on that liquor license within the next 2 months. But for now, Victoria's is still open and serving alcohol. A Louisville man is facing charges after a high-speed chase and crash that sent several people to the hospital. It happened just after 11 o'clock Monday night. Indiana State Police said they tried to stop 18-year-old Frankie Vasquez for speeding near 10th Street in Jeffersonville, but he took off and drove around police cars, hit another car, pushing one into a tow truck. 3 adults and 2 children were taken to the hospital. All of them are expected to be okay. Vasquez was also hurt and hospitalized, and police say he will be charged when he is released. It's time to check in on that forecast with meteorologist Matt Breland. But first, we know we've seen you here and there helping fill in, on the morning shows and whatnot. But we just want to say a big welcome because he is officially on our team here at WHAS, and you will see him every day on the noon show.
That's right. I'm so happy to be here. Weather has always been my passion. It's what I enjoy talking about. Whether I'm on the screens or out and about, I'm always talking about weather. It's my life.
And we were talking about this off camera, but a really interesting start to how you even got involved in all of this?
Yeah, my interest in weather has been with me ever since childhood. Whenever I was 5 years old, that was my very first memory of enjoying weather. A kid brought a book about tornadoes in kindergarten, and that sparked it.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was Hurricane Katrina made landfall on my 9th birthday. And being from a small town called Summerall, Mississippi, shout out to Summerall, Mississippi, the eye of the storm passed right over us.
And you were in your home.
We were
You didn't evacuate.
We were hunkered down in our storm shelter. For my parents having a child that loves weather so much, they're terrified of weather. So we were underground and just waiting it out. But ever since that, I was telling myself, this is what I'm supposed to do.
And
I'm
here you
supposed to
are
talk about
today.
weather.
We're so glad to have you. Let's get a check of that for you.
That's right. Okay, so things are looking great outdoors this afternoon. You'll notice lots of sunshine out there, but the takeaway, it's not as warm as we would like it to be. I know a lot of us have been asking, when's the warmer weather headed our direction? We're still waiting on it to get here. Temperatures right now in those mid-50s, winds staying out of the west-northwest, around 6 miles per hour. Temperatures for the rest of us just around the city, still staying in between those lower and mid-50s. In southern Indiana, we're at 48 in Madison, 50 for you folks near Paoli, and still ranging in between those upper 40s and lower 50s. On the map, you'll notice that our skies are continuing to stay mostly quiet and calm, but we are still tracking some increasing chances for showers and clouds as we head further on into these next upcoming days. But so far across Kentuckiana, we're going to continue to stay quiet and dry for the remainder of the afternoon, but we are going to bring in some chances for some showers as we go further on into this week and especially into the weekend. We're going to have a full breakdown all about what you can expect with that forecast coming up here in just a few short minutes.
All right, Matt, thank you. A vision years in the making, now a reality for West Louisville. Less than an hour ago, the city's newest playground opened at Waterfront Park. Playport, located between 10th and 14th Streets, is a $15 million STEM-themed playground. You saw the ribbon cutting right there. Developed in partnership with the Kentucky Science Center, this is a short walk from the Portland and Russell neighborhoods and features equipment from shipping containers and construction machines that speak to Louisville's history along the Ohio River and its industrialization. Governor Andy Beshear and Mayor Craig Greenberg were there today to celebrate the grand opening.
This is without a doubt as fine of a park as you can build, not just in West Louisville, not just in Louisville, not just in Kentucky, but anywhere in the world. We'll put this Playport up against any other space. And we have it right here in West Louisville.
Now, Playport also has a classroom, community meeting space, restrooms, and a parking lot.